Produced by Enterprise College, directed by Dr. David K. Ewan. The Enterprise Engine. Starting a business the right way. All the steps. Today, we're going to be talking about starting a business the right way and all the steps. So, let me give you a quick introduction in our core thesis. So, starting a business can sound glamorous from the outside. People picture a bright idea, a clever name, a launch day, and then customers rushing in. That can happen, but it is not how most strong businesses are built. Most businesses that last are started with care. They are shaped by clear thinking, steady research, honest planning, and the willingness to learn before too much money is spent. The core thesis of this show is simple. The right way to start a business is to build the foundation before chasing the spotlight. A business should begin with a real problem, a clear customer, a practical plan, and a structure that can survive the first difficult month. The first best question is not how fast can I open? It is what am I solving? Who am I serving? And how will this work in real life? This matters because many people start with the energy but without direction. They may buy equipment, order a logo, rent space, create social media pages, or print business cards before they fully understand the market. Those things can feel productive, but they are not the same as building a business. They are surface activities. The deeper work is less flashy, but it is more important. The right way also does not mean the perfect way. No one can predict every challenge. Every business owner makes mistakes. Plans change. Customers surprise you. Costs rise. Competitors react. A good start does not remove uncertainty, but it gives you a better chance to handle it. A careful start gives you room to adjust instead of forcing you to panic. A healthy business begins with a clear purpose. That purpose should be more specific than make money. Money is necessary, but money is the result of creating value. A bakery sells bread, but the value may be convenience, comfort, celebration, or trust. A landscaping company cuts grass, but the value may be time saved, pride in a home, or a reliable property image. A tutoring service teaches subjects, but the value may be confidence and peace of mind for families. Once the purpose is clear, the next step is to understand the customer. A customer is not just anyone who might buy. A customer is the person most likely to need what you offer. Understand its value and pay for it. The more clearly you can describe that person, the easier it becomes to make decisions. Pricing, location, marketing, hours, packaging, service style, and staffing all depend on knowing whom you are trying to serve. The right way to start also includes financial honesty. A business needs enough money to open, operate, and survive slow periods. It needs a realistic idea of costs, not wishful thinking. Rent, supplies, software, taxes, insurance, licenses, repairs, marketing, and payroll can add up quickly. Many new owners underestimate these costs because they focus mostly on sales. But sales are only half the picture. Profit comes after expenses. Finally, starting well means building habits that support long-term growth. Good records, clear communication, legal compliance, customer follow-up, and regular review may sound boring, but they protect the business. A business not only an idea, it is a system. The better the system, the easier it is for the owner to make good decisions under pressure. In short, starting a business the right way means moving with intention. It means testing ideas before investing heavily, learning from customers before assuming demand, and creating a plan that is useful rather than decorative. It is not about waiting forever. It is about starting with enough clarity to make the first steps count. Context and historical background is what we're going to talk about now. Let's give some context to this. Business ownership has always been part of human life, long before modern offices, websites, and payment apps. People traded goods and services because communities needed food, tools, clothing, shelter, transportation, and skills. A person who could make something useful or provide a needed service could build a living by serving others. At its heart, business has always been about exchange. In early marketplaces, success depended heavily on trust. Buyers often knew sellers' personality. A blacksmith, farmer, merchant, baker, or tailor built a reputation over time. If the product was poor or the seller was dishonest, word spread quickly. In that sense, one of the oldest business lessons is still one of the most important. Reputation matters. A business may attract a first sale through attention, but it earns repeat sales through trust. As towns grew and trade expanded, businesses became more organized. People formed shops, partnerships, trading companies, and later corporations. These structures allowed owners to share risk, raise money, hire workers, and reach more customers. The basic challenge, however, remained familiar. Owners still had to understand demand, manage costs, deal fairly, and deliver something people value. The Industrial Revolution changed business in a major way. Production became faster and larger. Factories could make goods at a scale that small workshops could not match. This created new opportunities, but it also created new pressures. Businesses had to think about supply chains, machinery, labor, safety distribution, and competition. Planning became more important because mistakes could affect many workers and customers at once. In the 20th century, marketing and branding became central parts of business growth. Companies learned that people did not buy only because a product existed, they bought because of trust, identity, convenience, price, and emotion. A good product still mattered, but the way it was presented mattered too. Business owners had to learn how to explain their value clearly. Small businesses continue to play a powerful role during these changes. Local stores, repair shops, and restaurants, and farms, and service providers, and family companies filled the needs that large companies could not always meet well. They knew their neighborhoods, they understood local habits, they built relationships. Even when big companies entered the picture, small businesses often survived by being personal, flexible, and close to the customer. That all made the difference. The internet created another major shift. It lowered some barriers to entry. A person could sell products online, advertise through social media, offer services remotely, or build a brand without renting a traditional storefront. This gave entrepreneurs more options, but it also created a crowded marketplace. Starting became easier in some ways, while standing out became harder. Today, new business owners face both opportunity and noise. There are more tools than ever before: online stores, design platform, accounting app, scheduling system, digital ads, email lists, and delivery services. These tools can help, but they can also distract. A new owner can spend weeks choosing colors for a website while avoiding the harder question of whether customers are ready to buy. Modern business culture sometimes celebrates speed much. People hear stories about startups that grew quickly or founders who made bold moves. Those stories can be inspiring, but they can also hide the preparation behind the scenes. Many successful founders spent months or years learning their industry, talking with customers, saving money, building skills, or failing quietly before the public success arrived. Historically, the strongest businesses have usually shared a few qualities. They solved real problems, they earned trust, they controlled costs, they adapted when conditions changed, they treated customers as people, not just transactions. These lessons are old, but they are not outdated. In fact, they may be more important now because customers have so many choices and can share their opinions instantly. Understanding this background helps new owners avoid a common mistake. A business is not made strong by being trendy. It is made strong by being useful, reliable, and financially sound. Tools change, markets change, customer habits change, but the foundation remains surprisingly steady. People still buy from businesses that understand them, serve them well, and make the buying decision feel worthwhile. Now, let's talk a little bit about some case studies and some evidence, shall we? The best way to understand good business starts is to look at practical examples. These case studies are not about famous names or rare luck. They are everyday situations that show how planning, testing, listening, and adjusting can make a real difference. Consider a person who wants to open a coffee shop. The exciting parts are easy to imagine: the name, the decor, the menu, the music, and the feeling of a warm neighborhood space. But the right starting point is not the furniture, it is the customer and the location. Who will buy coffee there every day? Office workers, students, parents after school drop offs, remote workers, weekend visitors. Each group has different habits and price expectations. A careful coffee shop owner might begin by studying foot traffic at different times of the day. They might visit nearby cafes, note what is missing, and talk with potential customers. They may learn that the area already has plenty of coffee, but no quiet place with reliable seating and outlets. That finding could shape the entire business. Instead of competing only on drinks, the shop could focus on being a comfortable, work friendly space. The evidence from this example is clear. The business idea improves when it meets the real market. Without research, the owner might build a beautiful shop that customers visit once but do not use regularly. With research, the owner can design around repeat behavior. Repeat behavior is what keeps many small businesses alive. Now, consider a home cleaning service. The owner may assume customers mainly want the lowest price. After talking with busy families and older homeowners, the owner might discover that trust and consistency matter more. People want the same cleaner, clear arrival times, careful handling of belongings, and simple communication. The business can then position itself around reliability, I should say, rather than bargain pricing. This matters because competing only on low price can be dangerous. Low prices can attract customers, but they can also make it hard to pay workers well. Buy proper supplies, handle insurance, and earn profit. A cleaning service that understands customer worries can charge a fair price by offering peace of mind. The lesson is that value is not always the same as cheapness. A third example is an online handmade jewelry business. Many new sellers begin by making a large batch of products and then hoping people will buy them. A better approach is to test smaller collections. The owner can show designs to potential buyers, post limited samples, attend a local market, and track which items get interest. This reduces waste and reveals what customers actually prefer. In this case, evidence comes from small tests. Which styles get questions? Which price points sell? Which photos lead to clicks? Which descriptions help people understand the product? The owner does not need to guess everything. They can learn by putting a small version of the business in front of real people and paying close attention. A fourth example is a tutoring business. A tutor might start by offering every subject to every age group. That sounds flexible, but it may be confusing. Parents want to know exactly what problem the tutor solves. A stronger approach might be to focus on middle school math, or maybe the confidence on middle school math, high school test preparation, or reading support for early learners. A clear focus makes the service easier to explain and easier to recommend. This shows the power of positioning. A business does not always grow by saying yes to everything. Sometimes it grows by becoming known for one thing. When people can describe your business in one sentence, they can refer others more easily. Word of mouth becomes stronger when the offer is clear. A fifth case is a food truck. The owner may have excellent recipes, but the food quality alone is not enough. The truck must handle permits, health rules, supply storage, weather, parking, event schedules, staffing, and daily cash flow. A smart owner may begin with catering small events or pop-up weekends before buying a full truck. That early testing can reveal which menu items are profitable and which operations are too slow. This example highlights the difference between a hobby and a business. Enjoying cooking is not the same as running a food operation. A business must deliver consistently under real conditions. It must serve customers quickly, price correctly, avoid waste, and follow rules. Testing helps the owner learn these realities before taking on larger risks. Across these examples, several patterns appear. Strong starters ask questions early. They test before scaling. They define their customer. They choose pricing based on costs and value. They listen to feedback without taking it personally. They understand that a first version is not the final version. The evidence is not only in stories, it is also in common business experience. Businesses fail for many reasons, but frequent causes include weak demand, poor cash management, unclear marketing, bad location, underpricing, and lack of planning. These are not mysterious problems. They are often planning problems. They can be reduced when the owner slows down enough to think carefully before committing too much. The positive lesson is encouraging. A person does not need to be rich, famous, or highly connected to start wisely. They need curiosity, discipline, and humility. Curiosity helps them learn the market. Discipline helps them manage money and time. Humility helps them accept feedback and improve. These qualities are available to almost anyone willing to practice them. Now, let's talk about some analysis here, and maybe also some critical counter arguments. Some people argue that too much planning can prevent action. They say business owners should stop thinking and just start. There is truth in this warning. A person can spend years perfecting a plan and never sell anything. Research can become an excuse. Fear can dress itself up as preparation. At some point, a business must meet the real world. But this does not mean planning is the enemy. The problem is not planning. The problem is planning that never leads to testing. A useful plan should push the owner towards action, not away from it. The right approach is not endless theory. It is thoughtful action. Start small, test honestly, and learn quickly and adjust. Another counter argument is that passion matters more than planning. Many entrepreneurs begin because they love baking, fitness, design, music, childcare, clothing, technology, or helping people. Passion is powerful. It gives energy during long days and difficult seasons. Customers can often feel when an owner truly cares. However, passion cannot replace business basics. A passionate baker still needs pricing. A passionate designer still needs contracts. A passionate coach still needs a clear offer. Passion may start the engine, but structure keeps the car on the road. Without structure, passion can turn into burnout. A third argument is that the market changes too fast for careful planning. This is especially common in online businesses. Trends rise and fall quickly. Social media platforms change. Customer attention moves, technology shifts. Because of this, some people believe detailed planning is pointless. The answer is to plan for learning, not for certainty. A modern business plan should not pretend the future is fixed. It should identify assumptions and show how the owner will test them. For example, instead of saying, "We know customers will buy this product," the plan might say, "We will test demand with a small launch, collect feedback, and adjust the offer within 30 days." That kind of planning fits a changing world. Some people also say that money is the only real issue. According to this view, a business succeeds if it has enough capital and fails if it does not. Money is certainly important. A business with no cash cushion can be crushed by one slow month, one broken machine, or one delayed payment. Underfunding is a serious risk. Still, money by itself does not guarantee success. Plenty of businesses waste large budgets because they do not understand customers or costs. A smaller business with clear demand and careful spending may do better than a well funded business with a weak offer. Money gives options, but judgment decides how those options are used. Another counterargument is that entrepreneurs should learn by failing. Failure can teach powerful lessons. Many owners become wiser after mistakes. They learn to read contracts, watch cash flow, hire more carefully, and listen sooner. Failure should not be treated as shameful. At the same time, failure is not automatically noble. Some failures are avoidable and expensive. Losing savings, damaging credit, disappointing customers, or hurting employees can have lasting effects. The goal is not to avoid every mistake because that is impossible. The goal is to avoid careless mistakes. A good start reduces unnecessary damage. There is also a cultural idea that real entrepreneurs take big risks. This idea can be inspiring, but it can also be misleading. Smart business owners do take risks, but they try to understand them. They ask what could go wrong, how likely it is, and what they would do next. They do not jump simply to prove courage. Risk should be managed, not worshiped. A person who tests a product before renting a storefront is still brave. A person who keeps a day job while building early customers is still serious. A person who starts with a small service area before expanding is still ambitious. Responsible caution is not weakness, it is often wisdom. The deeper analysis is that business success requires balance. Too much planning can freeze progress. Too little planning can create chaos. Too much confidence can blind an owner. Too much doubt can stop them. Too much spending can drain cash. Too much saving can prevent growth. The right way is not extreme, it is balanced, alert, and flexible. A new owner should therefore treat every strong opinion with care. Just start is useful when fear is causing delay. Make a plan is useful when excitement is causing recklessness. Follow your passion is useful when the work needs energy. Know your numbers is useful when emotion is taking over. Good business thinking knows when each lesson applies. So I say this: starting a business the right way is not about making the process complicated. It is about respecting the process enough to give the business a fair chance. A business touches money, time, customers, families, workers, communities, and personal dreams. It deserves more than a rushed beginning. The first step is to name the problem you solve. Be plain about it. Do not hide behind fancy language. What frustration, need, desire, or goal are you helping with? A clear problem leads to a clearer offer. A clear offer leads to clearer marketing. Clear marketing helps customers decide faster. The second step is to know the customer. Picture a real person, not a crowd. What do they need? What do they already use? What bothers them? What would make them trust you? How much are they willing and able to pay? Where do they spend time? Who influences their decisions? These questions keep the business grounded. The third step is to test the idea. Testing can be simple. Sell a small batch, offer a trial service, interview potential customers, run a limited workshop, create a sample page, attend a local market, ask people to place real orders, not just give compliments. Compliments are nice, but purchases are stronger evidence. The fourth step is to understand the numbers. List startup costs, estimate monthly expenses, Decide how much you need to sell to break even. Include taxes, fees, insurance, repairs, supplies, payment processing, and your own pay. If the numbers do not work, do not ignore them. Just the offer, the price, the cost, or the timeline. The fifth step is to handle the legal and practical basics. Choose a suitable business structure. Register what needs to be registered. Get required licenses and permits. Open a separate business bank account. Keep records from day one. Use written agreements when needed. These steps may not feel exciting, but they protect the owner and create professionalism. The sixth step is to build a simple marketing system. Marketing is not just posting online. It is helping the right people understand why your offer matters. Use clear words. Show the problem and the result. Make it easy to contact you. Book, buy, or ask questions. Follow up with interested people. Collect reviews when the customers are satisfied. The seventh step is to serve well and improve. The first customers are not only buyers, they are teachers. Pay attention to what they ask, what confuses them, and what they praise and what they complain about. Do not treat feedback as an attack. Treat it as information. A business that listens can become stronger quickly. The eighth step is to create routines. Review money weekly. Track sales and expenses. Check inventory. Respond to messages. Update your calendar. Save receipts. Ask what worked, what did not. Small routines prevent large messes. They also make the business less dependent on memory and mood. The final call is this: begin with courage, but do not begin blindly. Start with hope, but support that hope with evidence. Move with energy, but let your energy be guided by a plan. You do not need to have everything perfect before opening the door. You do not need to know why the door should be open, who it is for, and how you will keep it open. For anyone thinking about starting a business, the next move is practical. Write down the problem, the customer, the offer, the price, the costs, and the first small test. Keep it simple enough to finish. Then talk to real people. Make one small offer, learn from the response, improve it, and repeat. A strong business is built one clear decision at a time. The right way is not a secret path reserved for experts. It is a disciplined path available to ordinary people who are willing to ask honest questions and act on the answers. Start carefully, serve sincerely, learn constantly, build patiently. That is how a business has the best chance to last. My name is Dr. David K. Ewan, and we go back to studio.